So this is my first kind of official consumer grade product that I've been developing on my own. I've had this for about 6 months now, but I just haven't gotten around to making a video of it. The body is 3D printed. I had it printed through Shapeways, and it was printed as one entire part initially, but it was actually three separate parts. There's these two covers here that basically slip over and enclose this central ring here. And basically what this is a ring light specifically designed for Canon T2i digital SLR, and this is not a T2i. This is my old camera. This is a an XT, but luckily the foot for the flash hasn't actually changed so much that you can still fit it on there. But here, I'll just quickly show this first. This is how it actually attaches. It's not really the most ideal method for secure attachment, but it works. It works well. And this part right here, this projection fits into the camera foot and holds it securely in place. One thing I noticed, definitely this part is designed to fit perfectly against the back of the foot here, but Canon changed the design of the foot between the XT and the T2i, so it doesn't quite fit exactly right. But here, I'm going to show you exactly how this is supposed to work. For those who are familiar with photography, it'll be pretty obvious. Basically, I mean, a ring light fits around the lens of the camera, and it's designed to provide even illumination, basically for whatever is in front of the camera lens. Typically it's used for macro photography more than anything else, but it can also be used for portraits. And this little switch here is what controls the flow of electricity to the ring of LEDs. And I'll just give you a quick demo to show how bright it is. So yeah, it's actually quite bright. I mean, at least for macro and for portrait photography. The thing is, the light metering is a little bit off on this camera, so you can't really get an exact idea of how much light it puts off, but this is kind of approximate. I mean, you can see how much light it's putting off. And the reason that I basically designed this instead of just buying a pre-made ring light is, first of all, ring lights are kind of expensive, and second of all, well, I like doing things DIY, but the real reason was because they don't really make ring lights, at least to my knowledge or research, that have this feature, which is basically the ability to change the concentration of light. And so this is really a diffuser right here, but as you can see, it can be flipped up, and then basically you have the full power of the LED array, which can provide a ton of illumination for portraits. I mean, like, significant lighting. So that's kind of a unique feature that you won't really find in any other ring light. Although I'd have to say, realistically, this project was more for me just to gauge and my understanding of engineering, and I'd say it turned out pretty well. I mean, it wasn't perfect. There are a few minor flaws in the design, but overall I'm really pleased with the results. I'll just kind of give an overview of the features. Alright, I'll start with the ring here. I created kind of like a Lego-esque sort of catchment here that allows the two rings to snap together securely, yet it's still relatively easy to get them apart without straining the design. The hinging system is designed to provide a high tension or high friction, so that basically the hinge will stay up all by itself and won't be flopping around a lot. And that was successful, and that of course is accomplished by creating a lot of leaves, so that it basically increases the friction. These two metal pins, of course, were not 3D printed. Those are just tack nails that I filed down for pins for the hinge system. As far as actually constructing this, I got these LEDs off of eBay. They're really cheap. I couldn't believe it. It was like 50 for 12 bucks or something. It was kind of ridiculous. Anyway, these are 45-degree emanation white LEDs, and this is just a wire that I bent and soldered to each contact, which was, it took me literally like, I don't know, 10 minutes to do each side of this rail that I made here, and I was expecting it to be a lot more challenging, but it was actually really easy. And of course these are 5mm LEDs, and the nice thing about 3D printing is your tolerances are so precise that you can basically do whatever you want in terms of, you know, getting the specifications right, as long as you're within the capabilities of the 3D printing. And so there's a little wires that go down into this groove, and there's actually a channel. You can't see it because it's inside here. There's a channel that goes from one end of this to the other, and it passes through a little groove here, which is where I put the switch, and that's epoxy holding the switch in. And then I'll try to show how this works. Basically, these are designed to be flexible so that you can remove the battery pack for charging, and that worked pretty well. I mean, it wasn't a perfect tolerance, so I had to file down the battery pack a little, but that's easy enough to fix in a design revision. But yeah, the wires go into a little groove there. So overall, I think it's a pretty dependable system for everything. And yeah, so that's basically the design, and it's pretty impressive that really that this kind of a complex mechanism is 3D printable, but really not any more than what you would expect from advanced 3D printing technology. So yeah, this was just an experiment to test my manufacturing abilities. I very carefully measured the tolerances of the camera with the calipers and millimeter ruler to make sure that I had all the measurements accurate. I did the same with the battery pack, which wasn't very precise, but overall I'm really pleased with the results, and probably the best part is just how incredibly bright it is. I was just kind of amazed with how well, I mean, that was something I couldn't have really planned perfectly. I mean, I could have, but it would have taken a lot of computation. That's not really my strong suit. And anyway, I think this turned out pretty well. And not that anyone would actually want to do this, but you could actually have a copy of this 3D printed yourself and recreate it for about $70. And so I hope you found this informative, and thanks for watching.